Prior to the Bozeman Trail is what it became, but prior to that, if you wanted to get to Montana, you would follow the Oregon Trail to Fort Hall, which is at present-day Pocatello. Turn north, basically where I-15 is, and follow that and go in over Monida Pass or Bannock Pass. That's what the stories did. John Bozeman set up this trail, and in doing that, he and a few others laid out a town site that became the town of Bozeman, an agricultural center. Nelson Story, obviously aware of that, decided that would be a good place to have a family, start a family, as opposed to a rough and tumble gold mining camp. Everybody except one guy voted to sneak out. The one guy who didn't is George Dow. And Nelson Story being Nelson Story, he immediately ordered George Dow bound, gagged, tied up, and tossed into the back of a wagon so he wouldn't spill the beans to the Army. At night, with the full moon, they managed to sneak out of there. To me, it's amazing they did. And by the time the Army knew they were gone, they were 10 miles up the trail. It worked. He made it. They completed the cattle drive, and he established his cow camp about a mile from here, right along the Shields River. Nelson Story took his gold earnings. He had about $30,000 in gold dust. He must have been very determined because at the time he left, Ellen was pregnant with their first child, and she's like 2 or 3 months away from giving birth. Fortunately, Nelson's brother was also in the Gulch, so he kind of took care of her while Nelson was gone. He made arrangements to have his gold cashed in for greenbacks. The greenbacks were the specie. Well, they were the money used during the Civil War, but they were not backed up by any specie. Therefore, the exchange rate, he had $30,000 worth of gold. He got about $40,000 in cash just by making the trip. He made 10 grand, which in those days was pretty serious money.